All right, guys. So I've got two things for you here when it comes to Trump news or Doge news. I kind of lump them together. First is like really simple and obviously stupid and retarded. So I'm not even going to go through the effort of like really giving you information and facts and shit because anyone who believes it is an absolute fucking idiot. Uh yeah, so like done on that one. Like any people who want to freaking combat this one is not even worth dealing with. Like you're too far gone at this point. Trump made the claim that Ukraine is responsible for Russia crossing the border and fucking attacking them. This would be hilarious if you guys can hear that. Apparently Luca has diarrhea and is on the other side of my desk. And it was like very loud. Anyhow, getting back on track here. That one's obviously bullshit to anyone who's followed anything so far, unless you're absolutely retarded and you swallow fucking Russian propaganda constantly. Like, essentially, if you're a Tulsi Gabbard clone. Yeah, so let's get into the real story here. I said numerous times that Trump and Musk are going to make attempts every way that they can possibly try to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Everyone, especially on the right, well, people on the left, I guess, have for the most part agreed with me. That's what he's going to try to do. But most people on the right are like, oh my God, dude, you're going crazy. Dude, he's not going to touch any of those. He said he wouldn't. Like, do you realize how much fucking Trump lies? Like, if you could see yourself through like a lens of objectivity, you'd realize how retarded you are. Now, this is even my family, everyone has been like, dude, he's not going to fuck with it. They're already working on it. And now they're setting up the stage to make up bullshit excuses to act like it's cutting waste and fraud, which is not what they're doing. They're cutting actual Social Security from people. Anyway, this whole story that I'm going to cover is going to go into detail about it. And it vindicates my every fucking word. Exactly like I said it would happen. This isn't about me being like, see, I told you so. It's more about like, wake the fuck up, you stupid motherfuckers. Like, over and over and over, I prove you fucking wrong. And it's not about me being smart. It's not about me being right and you're wrong. It's about wake the fuck up, you idiots. Like, if enough of these happen and it's like proven objectively as a fact, all of these lies, all of the shit that they claim, and it's always fucking bullshit, and you still don't fucking learn, you're in a fucking cult. Anyhow, so most recently, actually, I can't remember exactly who the original poster was. Some people like to change their names a lot. But on, I think it was my last live stream, there was a person who went by the handle Elon Musk said, I'm going to butcher it a little bit. I have a bad memory, but it was roughly something like, if I had $100 million, I would bet you he's not going to touch Social Security. And I said, I wouldn't take a bet like that anyway, just on the off chance that I were wrong, because I take things like that seriously. But we can make just a word bet right now. Like, I'll take you up on that, just as like my word versus yours. And I do that all the time. You would have lost, or at least you're about to lose. Let's put it that way. They're already setting the stage for fucking doing exactly what I told you they were going to do. And here is the evidence for it. This comes from AP News. This is the Associated Press. There is no source that's more fucking neutral than the Associated Press. If you're going to claim that the source is not credible, then you're a fucking retard. Then at that point, the only source you would consider credible is Fox News. And that means you're in an echo chamber. It's titled, Tens of Millions of Dead People Aren't Getting Social Security Checks Despite Trump and Musk Claims. This was updated on February the 18th, which was yesterday. Might as well still be today because it just recently hit. It's 3 a.m. here, so yeah, you get the point. So from Washington, the Trump administration is falsely claiming that tens of millions of dead people are over 100 years old or receiving Social Security payments. Over the past few days, President Donald Trump and billionaire advisor Elon Musk have said on social media and in press briefings that people who are 100, 200, and even 300 years old are improperly getting benefits. A huge problem, Musk wrote, as his Department of Government Efficiency digs into federal agencies to root out waste, fraud, and abuse. It is true that improper payments have been made, including some to dead people, but the numbers thrown out by Musk and the White House are overstated and misrepresent Social Security data. Here are the facts. Before we get started, we already have a very robust system of rooting out these sort of errors. In fact, we have actual statistics of the margin of error that we have. The extreme top end is tens of thousands, and that includes people who actually got checks cut like directly after they died. So and this was years and years ago. So the system has only gotten better and better since. So I'll end with that. What has the Trump administration said about payments to centenarians? On Tuesday, Trump said at a press briefing in Florida that we have millions and millions of people over 100 years old receiving Social Security benefits. They're obviously fraudulent or incompetent, Trump said. If you take all of those millions of people off Social Security, all of a sudden we have a very powerful Social Security with people that are 80 and 70 and 90, but not 200 years old, he said. He also said that there's one person in the system listed as 360 years old. Late Monday, Musk posted a slew of posts on his social media platform X, including maybe Twilight is real and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security. And having tens of millions of people marked in Social Security as alive when they are definitely dead is a huge problem. Obviously, some of these people would have been alive before America existed as a country. Think about that for a second. Notice that all these claims, by the way, Caroline Leavitt said that it's tens of millions. Tens of millions. Think about that fucking number for a second. It's obviously a fucking lie. No, but the point I was about to make. Note that Trump and Elon throw out this shit constantly. They get fact checked and it turns out they're always fucking lying. But when they're making these claims, they never provide evidence. Even when Trump says he has receipts, all it is printouts of fucking shit that people typed out. They're not actual receipts. Like, it's all fucking fake. He's making shit up. And stupid fucks are like parroting Trump and Elon as if these are facts. What a bunch of morons. How big of a problem is Social Security fraud? A July 2024 report from Social Security's Inspector General states that from fiscal years 2015 through 2022, the agency paid out almost $8.6 trillion in benefits, including $71.8 billion, or less than 1%, in improper payments. Most of the erroneous payments were overpayments to living people. In addition, in early January, the U.S. Treasury clawed back more than $31 million in a variety of federal payments, not just Social Security payments, that improperly went to dead people, a recovery that former Treasury official David LaBrick said was just the tip of the iceberg. The money was reclaimed as part of a 5-month pilot program after Congress gave the Department of Treasury temporary access to the Social Security Administration's full death master file for 3 years as part of the Omnibus Appropriations Bill in 2021. The SSA maintains the most complete federal database of individuals who have died, and the file contains more than 142 million records, which go back to 1899, according to the Treasury. Treasury estimated in January that it would recover more than $250 million during its 3-year access period, which runs from December 2023 through 2026. Note that there are already competent people that know what the fuck they're doing that are dealing with this problem. And by the way, it's a tiny problem in comparison to the fucking lies that you're given. So they're throwing out this bullshit to do exactly what I told you they were going to do. They're going to claim, one, that well, I didn't say dead people specifically, but I did say that it would be some fucking bullshit, fraudulent claims that they just fucking make up and provide no evidence for, and then they're going to actually cut Social Security for people who need it and then claim that it was fraud, abuse, waste, blah, 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 with no evidence. That's exactly what they're doing. Specifically, what I claimed was that they were going to target what Musk claimed and Trump claimed was all of these illegal immigrants on Social Security, which, by the way, does not happen and cannot happen because they don't have a Social Security number. Fucking retarded. So are tens of millions of people over 100 years old receiving benefits? No. Part of the confusion comes from Social Security's software system based on the COBOL programming language, which has a lack of date type. This means that some entries with missing or incomplete birth dates will default to a reference point of more than 150 years ago. The news organization Wired first reported on the use of COBOL programming language at the Social Security Administration. Additionally, a series of reports from the Social Security Administration's Inspector General in March 2023 and July 2024 state that the agency has not established a new system to properly annotate death information in its database, which included roughly 18.9 million Social Security numbers of people born in 1920 or earlier but were not marked as deceased. That does not mean, however, that these individuals were receiving benefits. The agency decided not to update the database because of the cost to do so, which would run upward of $9 million. I would be willing to bet that that was a GOP deal because anytime shit costs money, it's the GOP who shuts it down. I would also like to note really quickly, I think it was 14 to 17, maybe more at this point, inspector generals that were fired by the Trump administration. This shows you very clearly, very obviously, they're not actually looking for fucking waste, fraud, and abuse. If they did, inspector generals would be their fucking number one fucking source of information. These are the fucking experts that do this shit on a daily basis, right? They got rid of them so that there wouldn't be people to whistleblow on the fucking bullshit that they're giving people. Obviously. A July 2023 Social Security OIG report states that almost none of the number holders discussed in the report currently receives SSA payments, and as of September 2015, the agency automatically stops payments to people who are older than 115 years old. What are some of the concerns about misinformation on Social Security payments? Chuck Blehaus, a senior research strategist at the Mercatus Center at George Mason University, said, 2 cheers for Elon Musk if he can root out and put a stop to improper payments. But to pick the places in the federal government where error rates are high, Social Security would be near the bottom of the list, not near the top, Blehaus said. Medicaid improper payment rates are quite substantial and soared after the Medicaid expansion of the ACA. By all means, go after any improper payments that are found, but let's not pretend that that's where the system's biggest financial problems are, he said. Sita Nataraj Slavov, a professor of public policy at the Schar School of Policy and Government at George Mason University, said the claims by Musk and Trump will make people think the solutions to the government's financial problems are simpler than they appear. The real concern is that this claim may mislead people into thinking there's an easy fix to Social Security's financial problems, that we can somehow restore solvency without making sacrifices through higher taxes or lower benefits, Slavov said. This is simply not true. What does the White House say about the criticism? Caroline Leavitt, the White House spokesperson, referred back to the Social Security's Inspector General report. A previous investigation revealed the SSA paid at least $71.8 billion in improper payments, she said. The Social Security Administration is now working to find even more waste, fraud, and abuse in the administration's whole of government effort to protect American taxpayers. As you can see, very, very fucking clearly, they're fucking lying. They're just making shit up. They're just straight up lying through their fucking teeth. And some people, for some, it's confirmation bias. They're on the right and they see this as their side. They're tribalistic. So they think like, oh, they can do no wrong. Everything he says is the truth. He's a good man. He's telling people the truth. He's looking to solve the country's problems. The problem with this is you don't actually look into the evidence. You don't look at the insane list of fucking lies that Donald Trump has told, that Elon Musk has told. Now, a lot of times when I say this, people say, well, they're politicians. All politicians lie. That is a stupid fucking point to make. The reason why is because it's like fucking apples and oranges. Yes, every politician that I know of has made lies, at least like on the presidential level at the very least. I don't follow enough of other shit to be able to even really chime in on that. But the point is, it will be like their lies are like a fucking tiny, like 2 to 5% of what Trump does. They're not comparable. This man is like, he lies like no one you've ever seen in your fucking lifetime if you actually do the effort of fact checking him. And you just look. As a matter of fact, at one point, PolitiFact had Donald Trump. Normally, I don't remember which year. I think it was one of the years during his first term. But normally they pick one lie as the lie of the year. But Trump had so many. He broke records, by the way. He had so many that Donald Trump, all of his lies became the lie of the fucking year. Like, he just fucking makes shit up and throws it out, and his fucking idiot cult members swallow it down like it's fucking gospel. And it's like no one fact checks. And then when they do, like, for instance, Trump got pissed off because he kept getting fact checked during one of his interviews or whatever. And it was during his campaign against Kamala Harris. And he got mad that Kamala Harris wasn't fact checked against when she didn't tell any fucking lies. This is called the middle ground fucking fallacy. So you assume if one person lies, the other person lies equally. That's not fucking true. You're living in a fantasy world. If someone lies, like, it's not just if they lie, it's the extent of their lie. Like, they're fucking eating cats and dogs. That is a retarded, insane fucking lie that you would never, ever hear Kamala Harris fucking utter in her lifetime, unless she's making fun of it. I'm not saying that because I'm a fucking Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not saying that because I fucking supported Kamala Harris. I didn't support Kamala Harris. I think she's way better than Trump, but I certainly didn't like her. The point is, it's fallacious to have this fucking, like, middle ground fallacy in your fucking head that everyone lies equally. It's not true. No fucking politician on the presidential level, probably period, lies like Donald Trump lies. And that matters, because if someone lies that frequently, doesn't give a fuck about facts and telling the truth, one, it tells you who they are, their character, their personality. Two, it means you can't trust any fucking thing that comes out of their mouth. At this point, every person with a brain should be at a point where if Elon Musk or Donald Trump or anyone associated with that administration says something, you automatically assume it's probably bullshit, because they really do lie to that fucking extent. Anyhow, I'm not going to fucking chime on forever about fucking lies, because I feel like this should be common sense. The reason why I fucking draw it out and say, like, basically what is, like, what some people would say, like, dude, you're just telling people the obvious. Yes, that's why it fucking drives me crazy, because they're still fucking morons. And there's a lot of them that don't fucking get it. Thank you for your time.